down instead of out to play and march the streets of Birmingham in a freedom march today? No, baby, no. You may not go, for those dogs are fierce and wild, and clubs and hoses, guns and jails aren't good for a little child. But mother, I won't be alone. Other children will go with me and march the streets of Birmingham to make our country free. No, baby, no. You may not go, for I fear those guns will fire, but you may go to the church instead and sing in the children's choir. She has combed and brushed her night dark hair and bathed rose petals sweet, and drawn white gloves on her small broad hands and white shoes on her feet. The mother smiled to know that her child was in a sacred place, but that smile was the last smile to come upon her face. For when she heard the explosion, her eyes grew wet and wild. She raced through the streets of Birmingham, calling for her child. She clawed the bits of glass and brick, then lifted out a shoe. Oh, here's the shoe my baby wore, but baby, where are you?
It was just a few years ago, before I began to feel alive. I had, of course, been living before, but I did not really know it. And I did not know it because nobody told me that I, a typical black girl, then existed in the minds of others as I did in my own. The mind possessed both thought and spirit. I wanted to be an author or a scientist, which the color of my body denied. In their world, I walked less real to them than a shadow. Being young, well hidden among the slums, among the people who also did not exist in books or in films or in the government of their own lives. I waited to be one called to a new life. And Mama, don't cry for me, because on my way to freedom, by a miracle, I was called.
Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me. Walk with me, Lord. Walk with me while I'm on this tedious journey. I want Jesus to walk with me.
Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand. While on this tedious journey, I want Jesus to hold my hand. On my way to freedom, my husband and I sure did a lot of walking. When I married Martin Luther King Jr. on June 18th, 1953, I, Coretta Scott, took a vow for better or worse. And the Lord knows there were plenty of worse days during the civil rights movement, but as we live, we learn to appreciate the better days. One day I read a piece which Martin wrote about me, stating that he was thankful for me, for my love, sacrifice, and loyalty. You see, Martin was a good, honest Christian man. He envisioned a peaceful world and that everyone could live in harmony. And even after his assassination, the dream still lived on through me. Yes, there was struggle, hardship, beating, anguish, pain, and even death, but I chose not to dwell in the bitter condemnation that would lead into hatred. Instead, I chose to accept and acknowledge the history's own bibliography, because on my way to freedom, I was free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
I'm gonna run in the chains in the morning.